Welcome back to Glowing Card Gaming. Tonight, a shorter reaction video from ModTricca, new. And now, your host, Adam. Hey everybody. Let me move me. Oh, the chat box too. Alright. We can get the multi-stream on. Wanted to get something on tonight. I'm still actually in the middle of working. Just some processes are running, so they're going to take a while. I don't know when they're going to finish, but I'm going to check after we watch these videos. And, yeah. But I wanted to get something up for tonight. You guys have been absolutely awesome, especially when I'm playing Hollow Knight. I really wanted to do that tonight to keep that momentum going. Having, 50-something viewers and 49-something viewers, and then 50-something viewers total views. Everything went through the roof. Just gained like 200 watch hours, which is like almost a tenth of what I need to get monetized, which is just amazing, outstanding by you guys. So I'm going to try and keep that going, but it'll probably be tomorrow night. Had to get something up, a little short. Luckily, I was rescued by ModTricca, who has a new video for tonight, so we're going to watch that. And let me get that queued up and ready for you guys.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes, sir. Here we go. Full screen. All right. I'll have to talk to my editor. She said that I lost the sound for the video for a little bit, and then it magically came back. So it does possibly sound like the headphones might be bad or something to that effect. They should be up to date for the drivers and stuff for them. Drivers. That's the word I was trying to think of. Why is there? Is this mine? It is. So I still have my previous pair of headphones. I'll try to go back to that, but I thought that was part of the reason why I'd gotten new headphones was I was getting some distortion and getting some things kind of some weird audio from that. So we'll try it. We'll try going back to that. It's in a drawer over here. I'm not sure if it works. I think that might be part of the issue is it doesn't work anymore. But we'll try it. We'll make sure it's powered up, charged, all that stuff. We'll get it back on, in, around, whatever. But I'm pretty sure that it stopped working. So I don't know what's going on with these though. But we'll try and figure it out. All right, let's get it on screen here.
ModTricca, back up in this thing, man. Today, we'll be continuing Modtoberfest with some mysterious videos that just don't sit right. But before we hop into that, go ahead and spam that like button right now so we can run the numbers up on the algorithm. You ain't even got to think about it later. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that sub button too. Sub up, join the family. This is the most lit and active community on YouTube, period. With that being said, guys, let's hop straight into the video. Creepy.
So, one thing before we get into here. Boy, that was a nice little cut. Got him right in the middle. Got him. So I'm going to be shifting from the paranormal videos and the debunking probably to some funnier videos. I don't know. I'm running out of material, or it seems like I'm running out of material. I guess there's just older videos I could go back and watch. as well. But it does seem like, you guys, it's weird because I'll do a reaction video like this, but this is where I get my shorts from. So then I'll get a short out of that. I don't get a lot of watch time from the shorts, but I get subscribers. So it's just strange. I don't know. YouTube is a very strange thing for me right now. I'm definitely trying to figure it out still. But we're growing as a channel. So be sure to, as he just said, subscribe, like, share, all that stuff. And but we're gonna start shifting and just trying different things. I also thought about hooking up my phone and playing some simple phone games on here. So I might just do that. Kind of show you how I go through and play. There's some city ones where you just level up all the buildings. It's kind of no-brainer. Just click upgrade. But it's a time consumer, time waster. So might try some of that. We'll just see. We'll do it and see how it goes because nobody ever responds to me. I'm always like, hey, what do you want to see? What do you want me to play next? What do you have any recommendations? Chat silent. Silent. Even when I had 70 of you guys on last night, silence. Nothing. So it is what it is. All right, let's get into it. Enough chatter from this guy.
Girl photos that keep me up at night, part 60. This photo was posted to Reddit with the caption, "This is a photo in a series of photos taken in quick succession by my mother-in-law of my daughter. She was downloading from her camera when she noticed the background of this photo. Only my mother-in-law, the photographer, my father-in-law, my daughter, and the yippingest dog on earth that barked at everything were in the house. Her house backs up to a graveyard."
Are you sure?
And this is what happens when you turn up the brightness and contrast of the photo. Follow for more creepy real photos.
If I took a picture in my house and I saw this, I would have to move instantly because it kind of...
So I don't disagree with the moving part, especially since it's right up against the cemetery. I have had issues with the way human societies build things. I get that you want to visit your loved ones in a cemetery, right? But really, you gotta have some distance. You gotta have some distance between the houses and the cemetery. And there, to some extent there is. There's probably like 200 to 300 feet, maybe a road. But for me, a mile. I wouldn't have any. You can have commercial structures, businesses and stuff there. That's still going to be creepy at night, but at least it's not going to be your home where you live and sleep and eat. So there's just certain things. Like, I have no earthly idea. I have no idea on this God's green earth why people try to build homes near concert venues. Like Red Rocks. There's a place that was a quarter-mile racing, like your top fuel hog jets that burn down and are extremely noisy, like Bandimere Speedway. That was a place here. But people built their houses all around it, and guess what? It forces those venues to move out and leave and put in rules and constrictions. Like, you build your house there, moron. And anybody who buys the house, I get that it might be affordable. I get all that, right? I'm a homeowner. It sucks. But the way we build stuff makes no sense to me ever. Oh, let's build homes by the airport so that people can live under the jets and all the time. They're making their family out of it. Morons. Complete, utter morons. No one should live there. No one should buy it. That's it.
It's like Frankenstein with a high top fade.
We got Chick-fil-A for his birthday. Got a sweet tea. Ooh, they put my condiments in a bag. They've never done that before. Got chicken sandwich. Another chicken sandwich. I got the little one. But I'm pretty sure I took a fry out of yours, so there's your fry. It was a long car ride. Which one do you want?
So I'm reacting to the videos in it, not his reaction. Well, go subscribe and watch his. Yeah, there you go. Because I'm too tired. I'm not going to play Hollow Knight tonight. So I'm trying to get something up. That's it. I mean, you're late. So this was all explained earlier. So if you'd been on time or right at the beginning, you'd know all this stuff. And I always say subscribe and like to this guy. And if you want to go watch this video, go watch it. Not tonight. No Hollow Knight tonight. And her reaction, I don't know what that is. Also, I do want to do Hollow Knight. I do want to do Hollow Knight. Mainly because I had a huge amount of people watching Hollow Knight. I think people enjoy watching the Hollow Knight. But I'm actually, again, everybody missed the beginning. I wanted to get something up. So I'm still streaming nightly. But I had to work, I mean, really up until before I started streaming. And when this reaction video is done, I'll probably end it and go back to work. So, yeah, and then when I did another stream later after that, I had even more people watching that. So, yeah, it seems like we're getting a lot of people to watch. I don't want to hear that. I don't know where this is going. I know, I didn't used to talk like that when I was back in college. All right, whatever. Now I got to rewind it. The weird part was, like, when she had this drink in front of her, it, like, the logo seemed to be removed. I want to see the drink.
We got Chick-fil-A for his birthday.
One second.
A sweet tea.
See, is there supposed to be a logo there?
They've never done that
It looks edited out. All right, pickles, gross. And then what is that sauce?
Can you do that?
What?
It's squirted out. Why is it so wet? Ew. Why did my chicken sandwiches go to the bathroom on me? Why is the chicken sandwich leaking?
It's weird.
Is yours? That's not. Now I'm freaked out. Why is it peeing? Is that the sauce?
It's probably just the juice in the oil. It's not the sauce.
It's clear.
Chick-fil-A might have added something extra to the formula because I've never seen a chicken sandwich this juicy before. It looks like she just bit into a deep-fried water balloon.
This is why Peter Thiel keeps talking about the end of the world. Thiel has spent the last year giving private lectures on the Antichrist, not as a joke, but as a framework for understanding AI, politics, and power. His thesis essentially ties Silicon Valley's tech acceleration to biblical end times prophecy. The faster we innovate, the closer we get.
I've heard this, that the Antichrist is not going to be an actual person, but it's going to be AI. AI is the Antichrist. I don't know how it would be born of a virgin, but we know that Satan likes to parallel or mock God. So all this, God has love, devil has lust. I can't remember all of them, but there's like 7 virtues, and then there are 7 sins. So there's like gluttony and lust and greed, and and one parallels the other. So when the Antichrist comes, he's going to be like a parallel of Christ in that he'll probably even be crucified and then rise again, and then that will fool everybody into thinking he's God, and he's going to proclaim himself God. But a lot of people are thinking, and it does make sense, that it would be AI, because you could make AI be born out of another, like one robot born out of another, and a virgin birth that way. You didn't know that? Yeah. See, now you've learned something from watching me watching this.
To Armageddon. So Teal sees modern governance, especially attempts to regulate AI or unify global systems, as the path towards this Antichrist, a totalitarian one-world state.
Yeah, so you can kind of see all of this coming together. One world government, one world state, one world currency, one world bank. And if you don't get your digital ID, you're not going to be able to work. You're not going to be able to buy or sell anything or trade anything. You're going to be basically segregated out of society. You won't have access to the world currency at that point. Now, they also have just announced a digital tattoo that will replace your cell phone. So you get this tattoo, my guess is on the back of your right hand or on your forehead, as it says in the book of Revelation. And that will basically be the mark. It'll allow you to do all the currency. And if you don't get it, two things are going to happen. One thing, you won't be able to buy or sell anything. But I think because you won't bow down and worship the AI who has declared himself God, they will kill you. They will cut off your head. Guillotine. You'll be in prison for, I think, 10 days prior to that. So they give you a little time to stew and think about it. Be prepared. Be ready. Oh, yeah. Where I got that? The British Parliament just announced that before this current Parliament is out, meaning the next election, you'll be required, they're going to pass a law, you have to have digital ID to be able to work in the UK. My response is, great, I won't pay taxes because I won't be working or earning anything. Your salary is going to suffer.
State promising peace and safety. He borrows from controversial figures, blending apocalypse theory with real geopolitics. To Teal, technology is eschatology. But the problem here is that Teal isn't just theorizing, he's actually building the infrastructure his theology warns about: defense AIs, surveillance software, and ideological proteges in the government. His claim is to fear a one-world regime, but funds tools that make one possible. The contradiction is strategic because crisis consolidates power and theology gives it moral cover. So then, by invoking the Antichrist, Teal reframes political opposition as cosmic evil, a holy war. Once enemies become demons, compromise stops being an option. But I don't think Teal's obsessed with the Antichrist because he fears it. I think he's trying to outsmart it. Because if you believe apocalypse is inevitable, every investment becomes a head.
Okay. I've thought about this, because I've thought about, well, if you know the red heifers have to be sacrificed so that the Jewish people can consecrate the tools that will build the third temple, why as Satan or the devil, whatever you want to call him, why doesn't he try to stop that? And the answer is, well, this is the will of God. There's no stopping it. So take that as you will. So he's trying to outsmart the Antichrist? I don't think so. I think it's going to happen no matter what. I don't think anybody can stop it.
Edge against the end of the world. And maybe that's the scariest part of all this, because the idea that salvation might not come from our faith or humanity, but from whoever builds the last functioning server farm. But that's all just a theory, a theology theory.
So let me get this right. He's warning that AI regulations could potentially usher in the Antichrist while also owning the most powerful AI surveillance platform on the planet. That's like the CEO of McDonald's giving a speech about hypertension.
Which has happened. That has happened.
Yo, what the f***? Y'all see this?
Whoa.
The f***?
Oh, that's weird.
The f*** is they going? What the f*** are they doing?
I think those are just vapor trails. I know that people think
Hopefully
they're
this
chemtrails.
is just some sort of air show and not 10 planes cloud seeding information, because if so, everybody in Pine Bluff, Arkansas is about to be huffing and puffing for the next month.
So everyone likes to tell you whenever you got people around you and everything, right? It's pretty awesome. It's really cool. Except for in spooky season and you're in the middle of nowhere. Look.
I think that's a glitch.
You guys are seeing this, right?
Is there a cemetery near you? There was one in the car.
Okay, people keep saying it's the trees, right? There's a tree right there, and look, my sensors are not going off, like saying that there's someone here. Look, trees all around.
I think it was a glitch.
Literally a tree right there, and nothing is happening.
Okay, so this is how I would explain that in a realistic way. He was kind of out there in the middle of nowhere. I'm not sure that the GPS or geosync reaches that location, and if he's just out of range or close to the range, whatever's feeding data to and from the sensors might be malfunctioning because it's trying to reconnect to the system. So it might just be kind of short-circuiting, for lack of a better word.
Watch if I drive just a little bit. Nothing.
Maybe he was driving through an old battlefield, but the last thing he should have did was stop because it looked like a couple of them hopped in the truck.
Baseball is full of Masonic symbols you've never noticed. The field is literally a diamond-shaped square. Just like the Masonic square and compass, perfectly aligned with the cardinal directions. 9 players lined up, scoreboard with 9 innings. 9 is a sacred Masonic number, the triple trinity. Each base is 90 feet apart, 4 sides equals 360. A perfect circle. Home plate is shaped like a pentagon, the keystone of masonry. The stone that holds the arch together.
So I'm just going to say this. You look long enough for something, you're going to find it. I don't know if I necessarily believe that this is true, but he's looking at things and putting things together. They may not actually be there.
First pitch, opening ritual, the national anthem, lodge meeting, 7th inning stretch, a Masonic pause. Baseball isn't just America's pastime. It's a Masonic ritual hidden in plain sight.
If baseball really was America's secret Masonic ritual, then the field itself was the temple. Alexander Cartwright, often credited with inventing baseball, was a high-ranking Freemason. Even Spalding, the man who helped build baseball's empire, was deep in Masonic circles. Each base represents an initiation stage. First, second, third, until the return home, symbolizing illumination or completion of the great work. Even the uniforms, white and black, light and dark. The rituals disguised as rules. The crowds unknowingly witnessing a sacred play, masked as a game. They said baseball united America. Maybe because it was never just a game. It was a ritual for the nation itself.
If this is true, then you really can't take your guard down for a second, because now anytime I'm singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game, it's going to feel like I'm singing a Freemasons theme song.
Is that a snake? That is... That can't... Oh my
They just
gosh.
found a real-life Titanic boa, because this makes an anaconda look like an earthworm.
DARPA is something most Americans have never heard of.
It does.
It's the biggest collection of geniuses anywhere in government. These are the guys that are creating not the next generation of technology, but 3 generations from now. If there are flying saucers and they're not little green men from outer space, DARPA made them. Seriously. This always struck me as very funny. DARPA's work is so classified that one DARPA scientist sitting next to another DARPA scientist has no idea what the other guy's working on. It's too highly classified. I mean, even at the CIA, we weren't cleared.
Not even at your position?
I had to get a Q clearance once because I had to go to the Department of Energy to talk about a nuclear issue. Nobody liked the fact that I had the clearance, and I ended up having the clearance just for 1 day, and then they revoked it. But that's how DARPA is, too. And this is another thing that always struck me as funny. There's a DARPA website, and they have pictures of scientists, like, you know, working together all in bliss. These are just generic pictures of random people you pull off the internet. These aren't DARPA people that are in the pictures. You can't show the DARPA people. They're too highly clear.
We might need to do a whole deep dive on DARPA because they're responsible for creating the internet, and I wouldn't be surprised if they had a hand in creating AI as well. I want to know what they're making now, though.
What?
The kitchen appliance starts violently shaking on its own right after a shadow passes
Wow.
by.
That was pretty crazy. I've never seen a poltergeist or anything so massive. That to me seemed more like maybe a malfunction of the machine itself.
One Saturday at 3 p.m., Bonita Adonis was home alone in her kitchen watching TV. But then her security camera captured this. Watch carefully.
I wonder if it's destroyed.
A shadowy figure passes through the frame, and immediately after, the stove begins shaking uncontrollably before lifting up and slamming back down. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Bonita's relatives had gathered at her home following the recent passing of her grandmother, who died naturally while under Bonita's care. The family believes this could be her spirit making her presence known.
No.
Stoves obviously don't behave like this under normal circumstances.
No. Yeah,
But was this paranormal activity? Or could there be another
If it is,
explanation?
it's demonic.
A gas
There's
pressure
no
issue?
way
Seismic activity? Or something we
her
can't see on
grandmother or
camera?
mother.
What do you think happened here?
If the spirit of her grandmother did this, then grandma must have had anger issues for her to try and suplex the stove like this.
What is the agent? Silver iodide. Every pound of this that you put up, you get in excess of 40 million pounds of water. 40 million. Wow. Yeah. That is what has been used in one form or another for the last 60 years. Its crystal structure is almost identical to ice. That plus a couple other material properties make the water freeze onto it very well. We use so little of it, about 50 grams per 100,000 plus acres. There's no measurable or consequential accumulation in the soil for humans or for farms or for ecosystems.
How many drones does it take to do this?
Like 3. Is it? What we do is we juggle them. So one drone will go up. Once that reaches altitude, the next drone will go up. The first drone, after dispersing its full payload, will come down. And you'll just cycle that as long as the conditions persist.
If it takes 1 pound of silver iodide to create 40 million pounds of rain, and that confirms that it doesn't take much to cause catastrophic flooding like we saw in Texas earlier this year, which also is not a coincidence
and
that
in
his
southern
company was
Colorado
doing
right now.
cloud seeding operations the day before it happened.
Here, we see an upbeat pop band called Panic at the Disco, who has had a #1 single in heavy rotation on Radio Disney.
So, I knew Panic at the Disco long before 2019 was demonic. The things that they sang about and did long ago, and the symbolism that they had in their videos, make them kind of not just kind of demonic or devil worshiping. Tenacious D, same thing. I mean, they're just doing it right out in the front. And I know Jack Black and I can't remember the other guy's name. They probably are thinking it's funny, or maybe it's serious. I couldn't tell you. But, you know, and the Gorillas are another one that come to mind that don't really hide it. They're out there. The new one, the blonde, that sings, I think it's Down Below, Way Down Below. There's plenty of bands out there, and they don't hide it, what they're about.
Meanwhile, kids seek out their other material, finding these demonic images and lyrics.
I've only ever heard Panic at the Disco songs over the radio, so I had no idea that this is what they were about. If you go to one of their shows, they'll have you acting satanic at the disco.
This is a disturbing Easter egg that the developers never wanted you to see. In the retro game called California Speed, if you go on the map Mojave Desert and drive around, you will find this billboard. It's a hidden asset that was never meant to be seen, and it says, "Sometimes God takes away mommies and puppies, but sometimes, just sometimes, I do."
I don't know who developed this video game, but whoever it is, we need to search their backyard.
Okay, you have to see this video of what new cars are coming with features automatically installed. This isn't even an electric vehicle, but you can already see how this could be applied, especially if everyone's driving an electric vehicle. Check this out.
Guys, here's my biggest gripe with new cars, like the tech. This little bulge here right in front of us, that monitors my head movement. You know, sooner enough, this is going to be facial recognition. So, what's it do? Well, it basically monitors my head movement the entire time I drive. So if I turn my head, look at something, I get a distracted driver notification, and it warns me, it beeps me. If, I try and get over in the lane slightly to see around the corner, this thing brakes for me. Like, shakes the steering wheel, auto brakes. I absolutely hate it, but this is the problem, guys. This car knows the speed limit. This car knows how fast we're going. Sooner or later, when everybody's in an EV, mark my words, they want the digital ID. You're not going to be able to drive unless you've got a digital ID. You scan your face, you're allowed to go driving, and then anytime you do something, you went over the limit.
People all over the world are sounding the alarm. We're talking 15-minute cities, we're talking digital IDs, we're talking being monitored, controlled, and surveilled and managed by artificial intelligence. That is where it's planned to go. I don't mean to get you may be thinking, this is conspiracy, like it's not really happening, it hasn't really happened yet, man, you're a bit paranoid. Look at the signs that are around you. We can see clearly what's happening with all the mandates with new vehicles, all the new features they have to have, and we know that every country basically now is pushing for digital ID and digital currencies. They have a plan, man. All these countries getting behind, closed doors, shaking hands, working deals on manipulating and controlling the masses. And they're doing it. You'll see the signs of it all over the place. Once you realize their end goal, you can see the steps that they're taking every single day towards them. And it's pretty much every single country. In fact, I can tell you that if there was a country that fully opposed and was not controlled by this control system and opposed this evil plan, that we would likely be at war with them, or at least they would be some horrible thing would happen there. Either something, I don't even want to speculate, but bad things would happen to a country that wasn't towing the line with the global control scheme 100%.
This is exactly what they need to enforce a social credit system. In the future, if they don't want you driving and they see you behind the wheel, they're just going to shut the car off.
Yeah.
If my baby ever started
That's
making
creepy.
this noise in the middle of the night, I would actually be terrified.
This new law that I signed today will allow surveillance of all communications used by terrorists, including emails, the internet, and cell phones.
Yeah.
Does the NSA collect any type of data at all on millions or hundreds of millions of Americans? No, sir. It does not.
This is the exact moment that kicked off the mass surveillance. Watching GW sell us up the river like that is actually infuriating.
I
agree. That's
probably what that happened.
Historically, the Rothschild family wealth was hidden in underground vaults. The Rothschild secret financial records were never audited and never accounted for. Their family commissioned biographies give the illusion that their family fortune has dwindled. But researchers estimate their wealth at close to $500 trillion, more than half the wealth of the entire world.
When is it enough?
Besides their many castles, palace mansions, wineries, racehorses, and exotic resorts, the Rothschilds bought Reuters in the 1800s. Reuters then bought the Associated Press, which selects and delivers the same news stories to the entire world, day after day. They have controlling interest in 3 major television networks and easily avoid media attention since they own it. Until recently, they owned and operated England's Royal Mint and continue to be the gold agent for the Bank of England, which they also direct. They control the LBMA, London Bullion Market Association, where 30 to 42 million ounces of gold worth over 11.
They do set the price of gold. That's what I've heard. Gold and diamonds and a lot of the precious metals and the value of currencies. They can just tell you what it's going to be, and that's what it is.
$7 billion are traded daily. The Rothschilds earn millions weekly just on transaction fees alone. They also fix the world price of gold on a daily basis and profit from its ups and downs. Over the centuries, the Rothschilds have amassed trillions of dollars worth of gold bullion in their subterranean vaults and have cornered the world's gold supply. They own controlling interest in the world's largest oil company, Royal Dutch Shell.
I mean,
they operate phony charities and offshore banking services where the wealth of the black nobility in the Vatican is hidden in secret accounts at Rothschild Swiss banks, trusts, and holding companies. The wealth hoarded by this one family alone could feed, clothe, and shelter every human being on Earth.
If they control the banks, the gold supply, the media, etc., then they pretty much control the world, and the only threat they have is us coming together.
Man from Mexicali, Mexico explains that nearly every night around 3 a.m. he hears knocking at his front door, but every time he opens it, there's nobody there. Ever since he first opened the door, he has been seeing this strange old woman standing outside his house, just staring inside. On one night, the man decides to confront her. Then this happens.
Yeah, don't let it in. Okay.
He hears knocking on his door, but as he goes to check, he finds no one there.
Okay,
the very next night, he's woken up to something
you don't
moving.
see anything. You don't see anything when he's actually live and moving the camera around. It's just like this image later that there's a old lady standing there staring at him. It's weird that she stopped and looked at him like that. That part's weird.
Inside his house. Then the knocking continues.
I'm not opening the door. You're letting it in. Whatever's going on, you're letting it in. And then there's a stick, basically.
After hearing another strange sound, he opens the door and finds a plant root outside the door. He then starts seeing a cat staring right into his window at 4 a.m., similarly to how the woman was. Because of all this, he thinks she might be a witch trying to get inside his house.
After watching that movie Weapons, I would have never picked up that twig. Now he about to be running through the street in the middle of the night like Naruto, straight to Granny's basement.
Just insane, chat. Look at this. I'm about to... insane. $350,000 tinted out, nice rims, fully, bro. That's a G-Wagon. That is a G-Wagon sitting in a tunnel like it's GTA. Oh my God. All right, we're gonna drive past it one time, and hopefully no one shows up, and hopefully I don't die, because you'll see in a second. You'll see in a second. But pulling up on the bike easy. This is insane. The car is just still running. How is the car? I mean, like, bro, look at this thing. Fully tinted out, nice as G-Wagon. Man, look at this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's on fire. It's on fire in there. It's on fire. Oh my God. Oh my God, I need like, oh my God. This is,
hold on.
Oh my.
There are 3 bullet holes in that windshield, and it's on fire. Yeah. This is a murder scene. And if you hear the sirens in the background, the cops are on their way.
God. Oh my God, I need like, oh my God. This is crazy content, crazy insane content. I'm trying to get a video before this thing blows up. Oh my God, it's on fire. Oh my God, that's a G-Wagon on fire. G-Wagon on fire, alert. G-Wagon on fire. I'm leaving it. Steelyard Commons, Cleveland, Ohio. Man, insane. That is some GTA stuff. Oh my!
It is.
I didn't even know it was on fire. Oh my
It's
God!
it's mafia
This
stuff.
strolled
Or
past
something.
the crime scene, and instead of notifying the fire department, he notifying TikTok.
True.
We suddenly sent towards Copenhagen Airport. Unfortunately, due to some unidentified drones flying close to the airport is now closed for about 15 minutes. We are...
This is why you need to have something to shoot these drones down. If you don't know what the drone is,
We have approximately
shoot it down.
15 minutes
Shoot it down.
to wait for Copenhagen to be open. Once we get some more information for the air traffic control.
This kind of reminds me of the drones we were seeing in New Jersey. I don't know if they're connected, but apparently
Well,
a
not
bunch
just
of
New
airports
Jersey,
throughout
but
Europe
they
have
were
been shut
all
down because of
over
these,
the
so it's
United
definitely
States.
concerning.
The drones that we were seeing, they were all over the United States. Every major city had them.
Look at that. Wow.
I've seen clouds that look just like that.
Take me now. Whoa. What is that?
It's a cloud.
It's probably just a lenticular cloud, but you know it's bad when people start begging to be abducted.
This is insane. AI-powered self-driving police cars are officially here. Miami just rolled out the first ever autonomous patrol vehicle in the United States, and it doesn't even need a cop behind the wheel. It's called the PUG, short for Police Unmanned Ground Patrol Partner, a Ford Explorer-based robot police cruiser built by Policing Lab and Perron Robotics. This thing can patrol high-crime areas, it can scan license plates, it can detect stolen cars, and even launch a drone into the sky, all while feeding real-time data back to command centers. It's packed with thermal imaging, 360-degree cameras, and an AI that can recognize patterns, identify suspicious activity, and alert human officers when backup is needed. Officials call it a force multiplier, designed to enhance officer safety and free deputies from repetitive patrol work so that they can focus on human interaction. Now, for now, it's part of a one-year pilot program in...
Do fish get thirsty? I'm going to say no. Hi, Arbitrary. Welcome.
Miami-Dade, where it'll appear at public events as police gather community feedback. Now, some see this as the future of law enforcement, others as a step toward sort of RoboCop territory. But one thing is for sure, Miami's newest recruit doesn't eat donuts, doesn't take breaks, and never blinks. The age of AI policing has officially begun.
Yeah, I'm against this 100% because not only is it taking away more jobs, but at least a regular police officer would cut you a break every now and then. If Officer ChatGPT even catches you not wearing a seatbelt, you probably going to jail.
Guys, we may have just witnessed history. Yesterday, 22-year-old inventor Julian Brown ran the first ever muscle car on plastiline. His 110-octane gasoline he converted from plastic waste. As the live stream from Atlanta showed, he turned on the car to demonstrate there was no fuel inside. And sure enough, it didn't start. He then filled the car with a canister of plastiline, pressed the button, and the rest is history.
What's the exhaust from that, though? Well, I'm glad I got that one right. Yeah, no, because they're in water. They are probably filled with enough water all the time. So I wouldn't think they'd be thirsty. The plastiline thing, that seems just, I can see petroleum companies who, a byproduct of gasoline is plastic. And they've been trying for years to try and figure out how to get plastic and have it more mainstream and used, which they've done a great job of that, except now it's polluted everything. Wow. 108% for Hollow Knight. That's awesome. You're almost there. 112, right? Good to see you, Arbitrary. Thanks for stopping in.
Now, to be clear, Julian Brown didn't invent pyrolysis. Converting plastic to fuel is a well-established process that's been around for decades. But he did invent the world's first solar continuous microwave pyrolysis reactor, which fundamentally changes how expensive and renewable this process is. And he did all of this without the backing of large corporations, and he was able to build this in his own backyard
with a box of scraps.
Now, he says his reason for doing all of this is to send a message to the world that people are no longer going to wait for big corporations or big government to do what needs to be done.
Because this is our world. This is our Earth. And we care and we protect it.
In fact, in May, he even got his plastic diesel scientifically tested, and it passed with flying colors. Zalaev even went as far to say that Julian's diesel had better emissions than regular diesel.
I thought it was surprisingly well distilled. I thought it was surprisingly clean as well.
Let's get it on the market.
And it blew my mind.
I'll take a regular.
He says his end goal is to get this in the world and where it needs to be.
I'll go with a diesel engine.
Let's get it implemented how it needs to be, because that's the whole point of why I started this. And so that's the strive and the move, without a doubt, to get this where it needs to be.
He may not have invented anything new, but this is exactly how we need to take our power back. We need to protect him like precious cargo.
Police are on the hunt for the person who made off with a 13-foot Jack Skellington decoration. The animatronic is worth more than $500, and it's been a holiday staple for the homeowner for years. Police say such thefts are rare in the neighborhood, but seasonal animatronics are in high demand for thieves. Neighbors are sharing the story online, hoping to help locate both the suspect and missing Jack.
You have to be an extremely skilled criminal to not be spotted with a 13-foot skeleton on top of your car. But that was the video, guys. Don't forget this.
All right. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and check that out. Shout out to Josh and Arbitrary for joining the chat tonight. That's all I got. I'm sorry it's a short one. I'm sorry we're not doing Hollow Knight tonight. 108 to you, Arbitrary. That's nice. Yeah. Well, hopefully I will do more Hollow Knight tomorrow night. So until then, be good to each other, and I'll see you.